Hello, I'm Annie Musu, a certified EFT Tapping master practitioner. I help women build confidence, set boundaries, and enjoy healthy relationships. Welcome to my podcast, Hush Your Mind, building a better relationship with yourself. On this show, I offer practical wisdom to help you clear fears, limiting beliefs, and trauma so that you can gracefully create a life you love. Thanks for joining me in episode number 25 of my podcast, Hush Your Mind, building a better relationship with yourself. Do you want more money? Many of us do. Some people don't like admitting it, others struggle to make enough. Perhaps you make good money, but you're stuck at a certain number. Law of attraction teachers say, you attract what you focus on. So we create goals and vision boards and visualize $1 million. Years ago, I played a game with an imaginary checking account. I quote-unquote deposited money daily and wrote out play checks to spend it. 2 years later, I stumbled upon the checks and realized I had manifested almost everything, including a hot air balloon ride. These wins enchanted me, but my actual bank account balance still shrank to zero by the end of the month. How could this be? It wasn't until I experienced EFT tapping that I discovered the missing keys. Are you frustrated with the law of attraction? Keep on listening to learn why it's so hard to manifest money and abundance. How does EFT tapping clear money blocks? Money blocks are complex. There are no magical pills or spiritual bypassing. Repeating positive affirmations like, I'm a money magnet, money comes to me easily, or I always have more than enough money, don't work unless you deeply believe them. Here's the thing, your emotions, limiting beliefs, and expectations around money are mostly unconscious. They begin in childhood and strongly affect your financial picture today. If you don't release these beliefs, you'll find yourself feeling stressed, anxious, guilty, or fearful when you deal with money. How do you feel when you receive a bill? Anxious or worried? Is there any bodily tension? If you believe there's never enough money, getting a bill can activate your body's stress response. Your brain perceives that small event as a danger. Note, this can happen even if you're financially well off. It depends on your beliefs. Threats don't have to be life-threatening. They can also be mental stressors. Increased levels of adrenaline and cortisol put us into fight or flight and disable the frontal lobes of our brain, which are responsible for rational and reasoned thinking. At this point, it's hard to stay open to inspiration and ideas to create wealth. We won't take the necessary actions to support our goals, or we might overspend, procrastinate, or stay in an unfulfilling job. EFT tapping helps us de-stress and release this baggage so that we can align with our desired financial situation. I'd like to tell you a little story. One day, my family received a rare visit from my grandpa. I was about 4 or 5 years old. The doorbell rang and the sun shined brightly in the entryway. My grandpa smiled and greeted me. He announced that we were going to the toy store together, a double surprise. I jumped into my favorite red corduroy dress and skipped all the way to his immaculate beige sedan. A slight odor of spicy aftershave tickled my nose as I watched the Oaks race by. We parked in front of Toys R Us. Just as the automatic doors slid open, my grandpa said, "Buy whatever you want." I glanced at him, surprised. He waved his hand toward the aisles, then grabbed a shopping cart. My eyes beamed. Okay. I skipped down many aisles, stopping to gaze up at the towering shelves. My parents refused to buy the toys I desired. We struggled to make ends meet. My grandpa saw me turning a makeup kit in my hands. I heard my mom's voice in my mind. "You're too young for makeup." Suddenly, he snatched the kit and tossed it into the cart. The biggest toy I received that day was a pink bike with handlebar streamers. I still remember how my grandpa grinned as he walked the bike through our front door. So, releasing my money blocks has been arduous. Besides this incredible experience with my grandpa, I struggled with money for most of my life. Visualizations, meditation, and journaling about my limiting beliefs didn't seem to help much. And it's no surprise. My dad worked long and hard hours while my mom took care of us kids. Growing up as a Buddhist, I learned that wanting money was greedy. The idealist in me saw money as a means to harm and divide. Knowing what holds us back isn't enough. When I experienced tapping for the first time, I was stunned at its effectiveness. During a group coaching program, we tapped on themes that didn't seem linked to money. The answers to the following questions hinted at our blocks. What needs to be released for me to fully allow myself to be loved? What needs to be healed for me to express the truth of who I am? What needs to be brought to my awareness for me to be a powerful, deliberate creator in my life? Sometimes I experienced a huge release after the sessions, and then money would show up in the form of discounts, refunds, or a new client. But the progress slowed down after a while. When I became a certified EFT master practitioner, I learned that the clearing work needs to go much deeper for long-term results. Because we're not just clearing money blocks, we're also clearing self-worth blocks and healing seemingly unrelated trauma. Our money blocks reflect how we value our time, energy, and skills. Challenging life events can leave us feeling drained and doubting our capabilities. Those issues stay stuck in our nervous system and energy body, affecting how we show up in the world. There are 2 essential keys to manifest money. To increase our abundance, EFT Master Carol Luck says we must do 2 things. 1, reduce our resistance. And 2, raise our vibrations. Believe it or not, the law of attraction works. We attract things based on our frequency. That's why being in the emotional states of joy, gratitude, and abundance bring more of these experiences. But if we haven't cleared our unconscious fears and beliefs about money and their roots, we're radiating the frequencies of fear, lack, and separation. So we attract more of these experiences. Instead, we can use EFT tapping to reduce our resistance first. That way, any actions we take will be aligned with our desires. Some of the main issues to tap on include, I don't deserve to make that kind of money. I'm not good enough to make lots of money. You can fill in the blank. I'm not smart enough to make lots of money. Grief, guilt, and shame around money. Rich people are selfish and or unethical. Religious beliefs about money. And fears of success like envy, visibility, and rocking the boat. After releasing much of your resistance, it's easier to raise your vibrations, the other key step in manifesting money. Simply notice how you treat yourself. Do you let yourself rest when you need it? How do you feel at the end of the day with an unfinished to-do list? What does your inner critic say? How much pleasure do you allow yourself to enjoy? Your answers to these questions indicate your unconscious, worthy, and deserving set point. How you value your time and energy determines how much of yourself you must give to feel deserving of other people's money, appreciation, or validation. Let me say that again. How you value your time and energy determines how much of yourself you must give to feel deserving of other people's money, appreciation, or validation. Start small. Make sure you give yourself some breathing space. It can be as simple as taking a break. So I'd like to leave you with this. Manifesting money can be a spiritual path. Every day I'm learning how to more fully embody abundance. I've made extraordinary strides thanks to EFT tapping. My overall well-being has never been better. I value my own time, energy, and skills. I'm making a positive impact on others' lives. And I'm grateful to say that my bank account is growing. Spiritual seekers often believe that going without money helps heal the world. Being a mindful consumer is certainly vital. But money can be an immense resource to serve and support those in need. Imagine what would be possible if we viewed money as a way to bring more good into the world. Let's heal our money blocks so that we can do the work we're meant to do and be a part of the solution. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode of Hush Your Mind. Keep in touch with me by subscribing to my twice-a-month newsletter or following me on Insight Timer. And if you'd like some personalized support, book a free call at hushyourmind.com/coaching. The links are in the show notes. May you have the courage to love and accept yourself. Be well and take care.